If you're moving from California and you're worried about Denver being all spread out suburbs that you have to drive everywhere, this place is going to completely change your mind. Because this place, located just outside of Denver, is walking distance to coffee shops, breweries, restaurants, and you can even hop on a train straight to downtown Denver. And almost nobody relocating here knows about it. Today, I'm taking you inside one of the most underrated neighborhoods in the entire Denver metro. And more importantly, I'm gonna show you exactly who this is perfect for and who would move here and regret it. Welcome to Olde Town Arvada. I'm standing in Olde Town Arvada, located about 15 minutes outside of downtown Denver. But here's what makes this place really interesting, especially if you're coming from California. One thing that makes this feel so much different than other Denver suburbs is the history. This isn't a master plan community. This is one of the oldest neighborhoods in the entire Denver metro area. Arvada actually dates back into the late 1800s, back when gold was first discovered in Colorado, right near here. As people started settling here, this little downtown area became a hub for farming, milling, local businesses. Imagine strolling in right here on your horse. Maybe you tie your horse up to a wooden post, you jump off onto a dusty road, and you walk into the local saloon. Your boots are creaking, there's a little bit of money in your pocket shaking, and you go in and you ask for a stiff whiskey. And if you're lucky, you start to gossip about what's going on in the gold mines up in the hills. Let's be honest, nothing's changed really. History is in every crevice of this town, and stiff whiskeys are in every belly. Places like the old flour mill are still standing today, which is pretty rare if you consider how fast Denver has grown over the years. And I think that's why this area feels so different. You've got modern restaurants, you've got breweries, you've got stiff whiskey, all built around real history. You just don't get that in newer suburbs. And if you're coming from San Diego or Orange County or parts of Los Angeles, you're used to something going on around you. Walkability, energy, coffee shops. That's why this area hits different. Within just a few blocks, you can grab a cup of coffee at one of the best coffee shops in all of Denver, go to a brewery or two, walk around the streets, and people watch. Maybe even grab some breakfast. All without ever getting into a car. And that's rare in the Denver suburbs. By the way, if you're moving to the Denver area and you're trying to figure out which areas to move to based on your lifestyle, that's literally what I do every single day. Feel free to reach out anytime, no pressure. All right, so who is this area absolutely perfect for? Walkability seekers, people who crave and want a walkable neighborhood. Nobody wants to be stuck in their car all day, and if you're from California, you know exactly what I mean. A lot of people I work with from California start looking at the Denver suburbs and realize quickly, oh wait, I can't get to my favorite coffee shop within 10 to 15 minutes of a car drive? Obviously, I'm not talking about Starbucks. Those are everywhere. Living here solves that problem. Number two perfect person, those who are tired of that cookie cutter home vibe. And honestly, if you're from Los Angeles, you probably don't even understand what this is because older Los Angeles is not cookie cutter at all. But in the outskirts, and especially in the outskirts here in Denver, you're gonna see a lot of cookie cutter homes. Full disclosure though, I have no problem with cookie cutter homes, or what people call cookie cutter. There's a lot of great things that come with those, and we'll talk about in a different video and a little bit on the end of this video. But for the purposes of this, if you don't like the kind of home that you go into and you go to your neighbor's house and it's a variation of the house that you live in, this neighborhood solves that problem for sure. These houses over here, they have personality, character, history, mature trees. I'll be honest with you. You don't realize how much you miss those mature trees until you don't have them. If you're coming from Long Beach or older parts of Los Angeles, you know exactly what I mean. And the third type of person that living here is perfect for, people who want the option of the city life, but don't want the chaos of living downtown. You've got the G-Line train, comes right through here and literally takes you right to Union Station downtown. Games, concerts, nights out, done. And then you come right back to all this. All right, now let's talk food here in Olde Town Arvada. You've got homegrown tap and dough for delicious pizza, and it's kind of a staple, a favorite in the area. I walked by there last night, and it was jam-packed on their patio. Weather here has been excellent. Look at this weather we have behind us. You got the schoolhouse kitchen and libations. This is literally a historical building. They used to be the Arvada Schoolhouse, set up back in 1882. That's right. Now it's got food. It's got over 2,000 whiskeys. Wow. Check it out. Unbelievable, right? And great food. I've eaten there a couple times and amazing. And you've got some other cool spots. Of course, you've got breweries. You've got the New Image Brewing Company and the Denver Beer Co. both right here within walking distance of each other and of any homes in the area. And they've got a lot of boutiques and small little places and a meat shop and a Brazilian jiu-jitsu place and multiple coffee shops. There's a bar called Cheapskates here in town, which my wife and I really like. Got cheap beers, good vibe. They've got golden tea. I don't know if you're into that kind of thing. It's kind of your little hole in the wall, definitely an après-ski kind of place. And my wife says she likes to go there because I'm a cheapskate. And let's not forget Bonfire Burritos, which is honestly like a west side of town staple. Hands down, one of the best breakfast burritos you will ever have in the entire Denver area and elsewhere. I mean, they put like brisket and stuff on there, so good. A little pricey, if I'm being honest, but totally worth it. Delicious, phenomenal. So these restaurants are all local, walkable from any homes around here, but there is great food here in Olde Town Arvada and great shops. It's not just convenient, it's good. But that's not all, guys. When you want to get out of the walkability of Olde Town Arvada, the city has some great parks and trails, like right here. Check out this sunset. How beautiful is this? This is Majestic View Park, and it is, well, it's majestic. Look at this sunset, guys. I got here a little later than I wanted to, but it still looks absolutely magical. And by the way, this is a nice winter day. This is fantastic. So now let's talk about these homes. What exactly does it cost to live here? All right, guys, so here's a typical looking home in Olde Town Arvada. They are a dime a dozen. These things go like hotcakes. This is one that was sold in October of 2025 for $765,000. Look at this cool yard, overgrown trees, it's beautiful. This home is 1,620 total square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and was built in 1901. Obviously, there's been some upgrades. Take a look. Look at this beautiful refinished bedroom. Obviously, the kitchen is not original. 1901 is a long time ago, guys, 124 years ago. Nice little patio for some privacy, updated bathroom. It's got all the amenities. And most of the homes in this area at this time are going to have upgrades because a lot of them are really, really old. So this is your typical home here. All right. I hope you're still with me. Pay attention here. All right, before you fall in love with this area, these two things surprise almost every California buyer. Older homes equal real maintenance. These homes have character, but they also have real responsibility. And if you've owned a home in California, you know what I'm talking about. And number two, the homes in this neighborhood, they move fast, and I mean fast. Even in a slower market like we're right now, they do not sit for very long at all. In fact, right now, as I'm making this video, there isn't a single house in this neighborhood for sale. There's some condos over this way a little bit, but the homes, they go so quick because people figure out what a gem it is to walk to all this stuff in Olde Town Arvada and be so close to everything. So they don't want to lose the opportunity, so they pick it up when they can, and so can you. All right, guys, so who should not live in this neighborhood? It's not for everybody, let's be honest. So number one, somebody who wants brand new. These are not new houses. These are historical houses. These are houses with character. I spoke to a gentleman yesterday that has been here for 4 years. He told me that his house was 115 years old. That's right. I mean, obviously remodeled and stuff like that. Certainly, if you haven't touched the house in 115 years, probably not up to code. But yeah, old houses here with character. But you know, if you want brand new, which I get because I show brand new houses all the time and I love them. And my first house was brand new. I was the first person to live there, and I get it. So, but if you want brand new, this neighborhood is not for you, not so much. All right, the second type of person that definitely this is not right for, should not move here. And this kind of goes with the first person. If you want a huge master plan community, I'm talking, you know, wide streets, clubhouses, big houses, large plans, small plans, whatever you got. And usually there's a lot of activities the HOA takes care of and all that stuff. yeah, this is not that kind of community, but those kinds of communities are awesome, and they're popping up all over Denver, and there's some really awesome ones. You might want to look at Highlands Ranch or Erie, or there's a really big one called the Aurora Highlands way out east, and literally they have everything in one little area. It's not walkable like this with all the cute boutique restaurants and things like that, but they do have things like they're adding schools. They do have plans to put little small restaurants and coffee shops that aren't there yet, but there's some options. So yeah, if you're looking for that, again, this neighborhood's not right for you, but there are some great master plans community, and not a bad option, but not for this neighborhood. All right, the third type of person that should not live in this neighborhood is someone who wants, like that absolute seclusion, quiet, and all that stuff. Unfortunately, there is a lot of laws about parking and stuff in this area, and you have to park in certain spots and all that stuff. But when it gets jamming here during like a weekend festival, or or just a nice day in the summer, there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of activity, there's a lot of energy, and you'll feel that if you live in the area. I'm not saying it's noisy 2 blocks from here, but you'll definitely feel that energy, and if that's not what you're looking for, it's relatively quiet throughout the day, most days, but then when the nighttime hits or the summer hits, it gets crazy. So not right for you if that's something you're looking for. And lastly, but certainly not least, if you're looking for an affordable home or a cheaper home, that's not to mean that you're gonna get a bad home because you don't want to spend any money, and obviously that is subjective to what you think is cheap. But you're not gonna get a lot of house for what you pay here. You're paying for lifestyle to live right here, and not necessarily your house. You'll find there's a lot of small bungalows and things like that, and these houses run 800, 900, even $1 million plus because of location. You're walkable to everything, and that costs money. But for some of us, that is the dream. And if that's something you're looking forward to, reach out. Let's make it happen. All right, guys, so here's the bottom line. Olde Town Arvada is not about getting the biggest house. It's about waking up on a Saturday, grabbing a coffee, running into people you know, maybe grabbing a drink later in the afternoon, and actually enjoying your life and where you live. And for a lot of people leaving California, that's exactly what they've been missing. All right, guys, my name is Ray. I am a local real estate agent here in the Denver area, and if you're trying to figure out where exactly you fit in the Denver area, follow my page, never miss a beat. I showcase neighborhoods, I talk about what life is like here, lifestyle, all that good stuff. So I look forward to speaking with you soon. Reach out literally anytime. DM me, text me, email me, whatever you need to do. No pressure, and I will be happy to guide you in the right direction. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.